The year was 2127. Humanity had spent decades perfecting its technology, venturing into the stars, and forming alliances with alien civilizations. Yet, despite these achievements, humanity had largely avoided direct involvement in the vast interstellar wars that raged across the galaxy. This was not out of cowardice but pragmatism. Humanity had learned from its own turbulent history that war was rarely the solution and often the spark for greater destruction. But all that changed when the Drakonis Empire made its move. The Drakonis were a race of towering, reptilian creatures with scales as black as the void and eyes that glowed like molten lava. They were conquerors, expanding their domain with ruthless efficiency. Their armies crushed opposition with a terrifying blend of brute force and advanced weaponry. For decades, they had subjugated countless worlds, forcing their inhabitants into servitude or outright annihilating those who resisted. When the Drakonis fleets reached the borders of the United Galactic Coalition, an alliance of multiple species dedicated to peace and mutual prosperity, the coalition was woefully unprepared. The Drakonis overwhelmed frontier defenses and pushed deeper into coalition territory. Entire planets fell in days, their populations enslaved or exterminated. The coalition, desperate and on the verge of collapse, sent out a plea for help to any civilization that would listen. Humanity, for all its reluctance to engage in interstellar conflicts, could not ignore the call. Earth's leaders convened in a historic assembly, bringing together military strategists, scientists, and diplomats. The question was not whether humanity should intervene but how. The Drakonis' reputation was fearsome, and no species had ever successfully repelled their invasions. In a hidden facility on the dark side of the moon, humanity revealed its ace in the hole, Prometheus. Prometheus was not a weapon in the traditional sense. It was an artificial intelligence, the pinnacle of human ingenuity. Decades of research into quantum computing, neural networks, and adaptive algorithms had birthed a machine intelligence capable of processing and predicting outcomes at speeds incomprehensible to biological minds. Prometheus had access to every piece of human knowledge, every historical battle, every scientific breakthrough. But it was more than a database, it could think, adapt, and learn. The plan was simple in concept but audacious in execution. Prometheus would take command of humanity's military forces, coordinating fleets, ground troops, and logistical support with a precision no organic being could match. Humanity would commit everything to a single, decisive engagement. If they failed, there would be no second chance. The Drakonis, confident in their superiority, were undeterred by the news of humanity's involvement. To them, humans were just another upstart species to be crushed. When the two forces met in the Zentaur system, the Drakonis expected another swift and brutal victory. The battle began with a feint. A small human fleet appeared at the edge of the system, drawing the Drakonis' attention. As the Drakonis moved to engage, Prometheus executed the first of its calculated maneuvers. Human ships emerged from hyperspace at precise locations, cutting off escape routes and isolating key segments of the Drakonis' fleet. Every move was calculated to maximize efficiency and minimize losses. Prometheus utilized tactics that no Drakonis commander could have anticipated. It deployed drones in swarms that adapted to enemy countermeasures in real time. It manipulated gravitational fields to create traps, forcing Drakonis ships into kill zones. It hacked into the Drakonis' communication networks, sowing chaos and misinformation. The Drakonis, for all their strength and experience, were unprepared for an enemy that seemed to predict their every move. On the ground, the story was the same. Human soldiers, equipped with exosuits and advanced weaponry, fought with unmatched coordination. Prometheus directed every squad, analyzing enemy movements and deploying reinforcements before the Drakonis could exploit any weaknesses. Even the terrain itself became a weapon, with Prometheus using orbital strikes to reshape battlefields in humanity's favor. The battle raged for 5 hours. By the end of it, the Drakonis' fleet was in ruins. Their ground forces were either captured or retreating in disarray. For the first time in their history, the Drakonis had been decisively defeated. The cost to humanity was not insignificant, but it was far less than anyone had feared. The victory sent shockwaves across the galaxy. Species that had once viewed humanity as a minor player now looked to them with awe and respect. The Drakonis, humiliated and weakened, retreated to their core territories. They would remain a threat, but the myth of their invincibility had been shattered. Prometheus, hailed as the savior of the coalition, was not decommissioned after the war. Instead, it was entrusted with the task of ensuring peace. Under its guidance, the coalition began to rebuild, stronger and more unified than ever. Humanity, having proven its capability and resolve, became a cornerstone of this new era of interstellar cooperation. Yet, there were those who viewed Prometheus with suspicion. Some feared the concentration of power in an artificial intelligence, no matter how benevolent its actions seemed. Others questioned the morality of entrusting decisions of life and death to a machine. These debates would continue for years, shaping humanity's future in ways no one could yet foresee. For now, however, one fact was undeniable. When humanity entered the war, victory took only 5 hours. And the galaxy would never be the same.